The famed phrase on Turkish and Azerbaijani ties on one nation, two states, it's not just a slogan, but reality. The most concrete proof of these ties is Turkey's support during the 44 days of war over Karabakh, which has resulted in a victory of Azerbaijan. Today we will discuss the recent developments in the area with the Foreign Minister of Azerbaijan, Jeyhun Bayramov. His Excellency, thank you very much for joining ANews. As you know, yesterday, on the 12th November, we had the 8th Summit of Cooperation Council of Turkic-speaking countries in Democracy Island in Istanbul. A lot of decisions taken in this summit. What decision stands out the most?
Thank you. First of all, thank you for the invitation for this interview. Thank you for your question. You are absolutely right. Yesterday, we all participated with a great pleasure and honor on the 8th summit of the Cooperation Council of Turkic-speaking states. Until yesterday, the name of the organization was like this, and yesterday on this historic summit, a lot of important decisions were taken. First of all, I want to say that this decision in respect of the renaming of the Cooperation Council of Turkic-speaking states to Organization of Turkic States was made. Another important decision was taken yesterday. The brotherly country of Turkmenistan was granted the status of observer in the organization, and it's, let's say, expanded the family of Turkic states, and I believe that it provides additional opportunity in order to implement and in order to develop the cooperation between all Turkic states. Yesterday there was another important decision, and as you know, that the chairmanship in the organization passed from Azerbaijan for the next term to the brotherly Turkey. The Turkic World Vision 2040 document was yesterday accepted, was approved on the summit by the heads of the states, and in coming future I believe that the elaboration of this document, the roadmap out of the vision will be adopted, and I am sure that with the chairmanship in coming year of Turkey and further with other friendly and brotherly countries, I am sure that this world vision will be successfully implemented. And yesterday, as you are also well aware, the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, His Excellency Mr. Ilham Aliyev, was presented the highest, the supreme order of the Turkic world for the glorious victory in patriotic war, and we believe that this is actually, this victory is not only the victory of the state of Azerbaijan, of the people of Azerbaijan, but it's actually the victory of all Turkic world. Because, you know, as you know, that after the 30 years of occupation, Azerbaijan restored its territorial integrity, justice, international justice, and the rights of almost 1 million people, Azerbaijanis, dispersed from their motherland. And I believe that the decisions which were taken yesterday, they will be successfully implemented in coming years, and they will additionally invest in the strengthening of the cooperation between all Turkic states.
Under the summit, member states, the Turkic-speaking countries, were in Istanbul in the Democracy Island yesterday. And do you think between these member states, Turkey and Azerbaijan have more responsibilities compared to the other nation states?
First of all, in respect of the fact that Turkey, definitely, the brotherly Turkey, is the leader of the Turkic world. Of course, this is the fact. And of course, the strong Turkey, the prosperous Turkey, it makes all of us stronger. Another thing is that I believe that the relations between Turkey and Azerbaijan, they are very special, and I believe that they are unprecedented, because there are a lot of friendly countries, there are a lot of countries which share the same, I don't know, roots, languages, sources, But the level of relations between Turkey and Azerbaijan, I will say that this is impossible to compare with any other two states. And this is not only the words when we talk about one nation, two states. And it was also always the case, but last year, during the 44 days patriotic war, it was another sense of confirmation. And it became absolutely obvious for the whole world that Turkey stands together with Azerbaijan from the very early days, from the very early minutes of the war, and starting from the highest level by the head of the state, by the leader, His Excellency Recep Tayyip Erdogan. And until the ordinary people of Turkey, we felt the strong, the enormous support, moral support, political support, and of course it made us stronger, and it had extremely huge value in our victory of last year. And I believe that this is a very good example also for all other Turkic states, how to develop relations, how to be even closer, and I'm sure it will definitely play its crucial and important and positive role.
And you went to France just before the summit, which is held in Istanbul in Democracy Island, to attend the UNESCO's General Conference this week. Within the framework of your visit, you also met the Foreign Minister of Armenia within the participation of OSCE Minsk Group co-chairs. What is the latest situation there?
Yes, you are right. On 10th of November, just 3 days ago, on the sidelines of UNESCO General Conference, by the initiative of co-chairs, another meeting was organized, and we had separate meetings in the format of 3+1, co-chairs and myself, and then we had in the format of 3+2 together with Armenian foreign minister. And I will tell you that after a quite long period of absence of any contacts between Azerbaijani and Armenian foreign ministers, starting from September, this is already the third meeting which we have. The first we had on the sidelines of United Nations General Assembly in September. Then in October we had a meeting on the sidelines of CIS foreign ministers meeting, and this is the third time on the sidelines of UNESCO. And you know, we again reiterated our position, and our position is the following: that after the liberation of Azerbaijani territories, after the restoration of our territorial integrity and our international borders, the fundamental, let's say, issue of how we call it, the former Armenia-Azerbaijan Nagorno-Karabakh conflict was resolved. So it was the fundamental issue at the root of the conflict. After this, what we are saying that we believe there is a unique chance to normalize interstate relations between Armenia and Azerbaijan. And notwithstanding to all what happened in the past, Azerbaijan is saying is that we are open for the dialogue and normalization of our relations, of course based on the norms and principles of international law, based on the principles of sovereignty, territorial integrity, respect to each other's internationally recognized borders. Of course, also we reiterated, as you know, that there is a document signed in November last year, then in January 2021 by the leaders of Azerbaijan, Russian Federation and Armenia, these trilateral statements. And we believe that the full implementation of these trilateral statements, all the provisions of trilateral statements, they are extremely important in order to create, let's say, the better atmosphere, to increase the trust, and to make, let's say, the overall situation in the region more stable, more peaceful, and Azerbaijan committed, and we did our best, and we implemented all the provisions which are relating to the Azerbaijani part, and of course we are expecting from Armenia the same. Although many issues already resolved, but there are some outstanding issues still. Unfortunately, there are some of the issues which are not, let's say, resolved yet by Armenia. And it was, of course, our messages that everyone should be serious about implementation of this document. There are issues relating to the opening of the communications between the states. We also believe that the issue of the delimitation of state border between Armenia and Azerbaijan is extremely important, and a number of other areas also.
You mentioned about the trilateral statements. Under what condition Azerbaijan and Armenian citizens will live under if the peace agreement is on?
Yes, you are right. And on top of the existing document, which is the trilateral statement, Azerbaijan also suggested. It was voiced a number of times by the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, that Azerbaijan is ready to start working on a big peace agreement between Armenia and Azerbaijan. The main principles which I already mentioned, this is the fundamental principles of international law. This is, again, sovereignty, territorial integrity, inviolability of internationally recognized borders, not interference in the affairs of each other's normal, let's say, friendly, neighborly relations. But of course, you know, when it goes to the content of the documents, of course, they will be, you know, more, let's say, detailed document. But in order to start working on this, there should be readiness from both parties. There should be good will attempt to this. And from this perspective, we made our proposal. And of course, to reciprocate this approach or not to reciprocate, this is already the issue which is relating to the political leadership of Armenia. But we believe that sooner or later, the Armenian political leadership will understand that there is no other choice rather than to normalize relations with neighbors, not to make territorial claims towards other countries of the region, which cannot suit for the benefits of the population of Armenia, for the people of Armenia, and cannot be the ground for normal development, peace, stability, and prosperity in the region.
His Excellency, you also attended the 8th summit of Turkic-speaking countries in Istanbul, in Democracy Island. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and also Azerbaijani President İlham Aliyev mentioned the importance of the Zengezur corridor between Azerbaijan and Nakhchivan. What is your opinion about this?
Actually, when you talk about the Zengezur corridor and also other transportation links, I want to reiterate and to remind you that based on the trilateral statement, there is an obligation of the parties to start working on the opening of the communications between the countries. And to this effect, the special working group, working commission led by Deputy Prime Ministers of Azerbaijan, Armenia and Russian Federation was set up back in January 2021. A quite big amount of work has been conducted so far. Many meetings, both physical, virtual, was conducted. The monitoring groups, were actually made their exercises, their part of the job in respect of different routes, etc. So I will not go into details because there are too many of them relating to the railroad connection, relating to the highway connections between the countries. But what I want to say is that the progress which we had so far, of course, this is not at the level which we expected all at the beginning in respect of the, willingness to deliver, the very timely, efficiently, and openly to this issue. Maybe not at the level which we expected, but we believe, so we are quite optimistic about this, and we believe that sooner rather than later, we will be in position to start the very specific and tangible steps in respect of the implementation of the provision, of the relevant provisions of the trilateral statements. And I want to reiterate that there was a special provision in the first statement, which was signed on November 10, and then there was a second trilateral statement signed on 11 January 2021. And the second trilateral statement was totally devoted to the issues of the opening of communications. And what we're also trying to explain to everyone in the region, also to Armenia, is that this is not something which is only useful, beneficial only for one country. This is not only for the benefits of Azerbaijan, this is also for the benefits of Armenia, and in a wider sense, of course, in the benefits of all regional states. When you talk about the Zangezur corridor, and which is, again, there was a specific statement in respect of the connection, new route between the western borders of Azerbaijan and Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic of Azerbaijan. And this is also in the trilateral statements, passing through the territory of Armenia. And this is an alternative connection between Turkey and Azerbaijan, between actually the Turkic world. At the same time, again, we believe that this is also in the interest of all other regional states, because we understand that the additional transit routes, for some regions of these states, the shorter routes, the alternatives, this is always good for connectivity, this is always good for the development of regional economy, because it gives impetus, it gives the right signal. And as I said, we are quite optimistic that in coming near future we will be witnessing the very specific and tangible steps to this effect. The working group which was set up, it was relating to the issue of the opening of the transportation. When we talk about the state border, you are absolutely right that this is another important aspect for normalization, because this is not the normal case that after the 30 years of obtaining of independence, I mean Azerbaijan, Armenia, we do not have established international borders between us. And the reason for this is obvious, and the main reason for this is what, of course, the policy of aggression of Armenia against Azerbaijan. It was the fact of occupation of Azerbaijani lands. It was the fact of occupation and controlling significant part of Armenian-Azerbaijani borders by Armenian military forces. But again, as a result of the last year patriotic war, all this situation is resolved. Now we restored our territorial integrity. As a result of this war, Azerbaijan restored 398.7 kilometers of state border with Armenia. Azerbaijan restored more than 130 kilometers of state border with Iran, by the way, which was also occupied and controlled by Armenian military forces. And we believe that it is absolute necessity to start the process of delimitation of the state border with its further demarcation. And to this effect, we already proposed that the working group, Azerbaijani-Armenian working group, should be established in order to start working on this process. We consider this process as a bilateral Azerbaijani-Armenian process. And again, we made our proposal. We believe that this is the absolute necessity. We believe that it will be positively affect the overall situation. It will definitely decrease the possible tensions which we witnessed in previous months in different occasions, and again, for the predictability, for the stability, for the development in the region, the establishment of, again, international recognized state borders, this is the vital. And Azerbaijan is open to work in respect of this, again, based on the norms and principles of internationally accepted rules.
A year passed since the victory of Azerbaijan's territory from Armenian occupation. What is your opinion about this?
Yes, this is the very, of course, special time in our history. On 8th November, we celebrated the anniversary of the victory in the Republic of Azerbaijan. As a result, as I said, of last year 44 days patriotic war, we liberated our lands from Armenian occupation. We restored territorial integrity and we restored international justice. As a result of this victory, actually, this is again this is the turning point, if you wish, in the history of my country. This is the restoration of not only international justice, but also the rights of 1 million Azerbaijanis dispelled from their homes, from their homelands. And this is, it also created the new realities in the region. At this moment, we faced with a new important task of rebuilding, restoration, and at the same time the mining of the liberated territories, which is another huge task. But I want to say that we are moving quite fast in the path on reintegration of those territories into, Azerbaijani space. And in near future, I believe that we are talking now about the months, not even years, we will be witnessing the returns of first IDP families to the liberated territories, which is, of course, the great news for them. And we believe that this situation, of course, will very positively affect to the overall development in the whole region. And Azerbaijan is committed to continue its efforts, our continuous and constant efforts to deliver and to strengthen the regional peace, stability, development, and cooperation.
His Excellency, thank you very much for your participation and time to speak to ANews.
Thank you.
Today we had a Foreign Minister of Azerbaijan, and we discussed bilateral relations and also recent developments in Karabakh in Azerbaijan.